Before we get off this call, I would be devastated if I didn't ask you this. I want to know the craziest thing that you've ever seen Bruce Pearl do in a practice. I know you got some good stories.
You know, he's actually, like he's much more intense in the games. Like at practice, look, he's intense, but there's not that much just cursing, yelling. I mean, and we would condition within the practice, and he was always big about, I want you to be excited come game day. Like he was always big, and some of it was legit. I think the other part was mental. Like, hey, he always says, we're gonna make fatigue be a factor. We're gonna wear the other team down. You're the most rested team. You're the most prepared team. To where mentally you're like, yeah, my legs do feel pretty good, I guess, like that sort of thing. But I will say that this isn't after practice, but this was a fun one. He might recall, and some have heard this before, but we lost a game, I believe, to Arkansas my junior year, and at home we'd coming off a good win. I guess we got cocky, didn't show up to play, whatever it was. But before the game, or maybe at halftime, whatever it was, one of the managers had like sliced cut up oranges, same thing you see at like a little league gym or a little league soccer game. And it was so they were passing those out at halftime, and there was a bunch left over just sitting in a bowl right in the middle of the locker room. And so we had one guy on our team named Damian Harris. He was a redshirt freshman. Conditioning wise, wasn't ready, wasn't hurting anything, wasn't helping anything. He's just there. He had nothing to do with the loss. And so we're sitting there, and Coach Pearl, he screams, "We do not get outworked." And he reels his leg back and he kicks that can of oranges. And you would have thought they just went flying everywhere. I swear, or that bucket of oranges, like all 10 of them just went pop, 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 all on Damian Harris's face. And everybody pauses. And so the room's quiet. And Coach Pearl's looking at Damian a little bit. Like he didn't mean to hit Damian, but he's also looking at him like, you got a problem with what just happened? And he doesn't say it. And so pulp is like dripping down Damian's face. And we're all kind of looking at each other, trying not to laugh. And we're looking at Damian, and he's too scared to even like make a move. Like he's just letting it drip. And then about 30 seconds later, coach is like, "Sorry about that, Big D." And he grabs his tie. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's cool, coach. No, it's all good, man." Like that. And so as soon as Coach Pearl left, like that's the only time after a loss I can remember the locker room like laughing really hard after a loss. But we had to do it quietly because Coach's locker room was right around the corner. So I called him the Tropicana Assassin the next day, and he might remember that one.
Story. I can totally picture Bruce Pearl doing that too.
Yeah. So Big D got the wrong end of the stick there. So,